dual piston, quadruple piston. And I didn't know these existed until very recently, but these are 6-piston hydraulic brakes. And apparently these are made for e-bikes, and apparently they have some crazy stopping power, but I'm not here to lie to you. I'm here to give you my honest review of these brakes.
Which is why I put them on a 72 volt, 14,000 watt electric bike that weighs 170 pounds. My thinking is that if it can stop this bike, well, it can basically stop anything, and today's results were, well, interesting. Now really quick, before we get into the installation of these brakes, I also wanted to show you that they give you some extra rotors, which are really high quality. They give you some extra bolts and mounts to mount these brakes to your bike, and they also give you this nice little tool here. I'm not really sure what it does. I'll put the name on the screen. Alright, so here's the bike we're going to install these brakes on. This thing is pretty wild, 14 kilowatts, about 170 pounds, so just a big, fast, heavy bike. But look at these brakes here. These things are pee-wee, little single piston Chinese brake with probably worn out brake pads, to be honest. And then a dual piston brake for the rear, also sort of worn out brake pads, and this thing is just not going to cut it. I was actually riding this thing the other day and the brake pads were smoking. So just definitely not going to cut it, and I'm hoping a quick install with these new 6-piston brakes is going to give this thing a brake makeover. Anyways, the installation of these brakes was pretty standard. All brakes are sort of the same package. You got your handles, you got your brake cable, and then you got your actual brake calipers. So even for my smooth brain, this was still pretty easy. And finally, after about 45 minutes, we had these brakes installed. Again, I'm not here to lie to you. If these brakes suck, they suck, and I'm going to tell you that they suck. And if they don't, I'm going to recommend them to you. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, so we are off and ready to go. I'm on my friend's 12,000, actually 14,000 watt electric motorcycle. Previously had some very clapped brakes, not going to lie, and they were not working out very well for us. I mean, this bike would hardly slow down, right? So it's kind of a poor baseline to compare these brakes to, because, I mean, they were not very good, like, at all. But I'm hoping that these brakes can at least perform a little bit better. So I'm gonna go ahead, get up to about 30 miles per hour. This bike weighs 170. I'm gonna slam these things. Okay. Not the worst thing ever. They don't seem to like lock the wheels, right? But they are strong, right? It feels like they're definitely like gripping and kind of gradually slowing them down to a good point. All right, so yeah, these brakes are starting to break in. Whew. I mean, they're pretty good. I like these brake handles. They're nice and big. Let's get another stop here. 30 miles per hour. Oh yeah, no, that's nice. No, these lock up the wheels pretty easy. I'm gonna go up to like 40 miles per hour actually. Let's see. We're going 40. Oh yeah, no problem. No, they definitely need larger brake rotors that are thicker, right? Because I'm using like kind of thin 203 millimeter rotors with it right now. But once we get those rotors on there, maybe in another video, I think these things are gonna perform pretty darn well. Like, they already feel good. I wasn't sure about them right off the bat, but I think as these brake pads are starting to wear in, yeah, dude, these are solid. Oh my gosh. Now, the funny thing is, although they're good, right, for the price for this bike, it doesn't mean they're off the hook yet, because they need to have good longevity, right? If you're using these brakes with like an electric motorcycle type bike that's heavy, like this one, you're going at high speeds, using the brakes a lot, not only do the brake pads need to last more than a couple of months, the brakes themselves need to last, right? I'm putting a lot of stress on these brakes with this bike. That's no secret. So the question is, can these brakes last more than a couple of months? I'm hoping they can last me maybe 6 months. Then I could really recommend them to you guys. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I've had some good brakes on bikes like these before, right? And they've only lasted, 2 to 3 weeks, and it's just bullshit. It's like having, paying all this money for expensive brakes, right? And they don't last more than a couple of weeks. It's just bullcrap. So if these brakes can last, totally gonna recommend them. As of right now, I mean, they feel good. I kind of have to really grip those handles hard, but I don't know how I can explain it. These feel really solid. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead, hit that like button, leave a nice comment down below. Most importantly, subscribe. I will see you guys soon in the next one. Later.